The fastest and most realistic way for someone like me to play in the Masters is to win the US Made Amateur. First, I need to get through local qualifying. It's 18 holes of golf, and you gotta go low. And lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to the SCGA for allowing me to get this entire round on camera and post it on YouTube. Let's get into it.
Yes. For one, Trevor. Yes.
Sorry to take away from the video, but when I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to be giving away a $300 gift card to Macade Golf. Macade Golf has an awesome variety of performance polos, cotton polos, and everything in between. And one lucky winner is going to get a $300 gift card. And all you have to do to win is be following Macade Golf on Instagram and subscribe to me on YouTube. And I'll announce the winner when I hit 1,000 subs. Now let's get back into the video.
And from San Gabriel, Jesse Toribio.
Okay guys, this is my first type of tournament style video, and I love playing tournaments, so let me know what you think about it. Anyways, first two nerves are real, but we actually hit a really good drive here on this first hole, par 5. It's about 560 yards. Just laying up here with a 4-iron, at least I tried to. Hit it in the left bunker on the other hole actually. Had a tough shot here to the green for my third from about 50 yards away. I actually hit a really good shot here to the right side of the green, which is all I was trying to do, and set myself up with a birdie putt. And I did just that. I got about 30 feet here for birdie, a little right to left. All I'm trying to do is just cozy it up next to the hole and try and start out with a par, because that's always what you want to do. We hit a really good putt here. The greens are really slick and slopey today, so I had to really focus on my putts and my lines and everything. But start off the round with a par is always good. Second hole is a par 3, about 160 yards. I'm hitting just like a little flighted 8-iron because the wind is in our face here. And I actually hit a good shot, but it starts overdrawing because of the wind, and it barely catches a piece here on the left fringe, just missing the water, thankfully. Here's a really touchy chip shot. It's kind of sticky rough, so I'm trying to land it just on and have it released to the hole. Hit it kind of how I wanted to. Wanted it closer, obviously, but, 3 feet for par. These are the type of putts early in the round that will really tell you how the round is going to go. If you make it, you're probably going to play pretty well. If you miss it, it's not going to be a good day. And we cash it. So obviously we're feeling really good right now. Moving on to the third hole, which is, I wouldn't say drivable, but it's short. It's like 340 yards. You just have to cut it off those trees if you want to get it to the green. And I hit a good shot. It just doesn't cut. It stays straight. I end up with a little window here to the front edge of the green. I have about 50 yards. I'm just using a 9-iron, kind of bumping it in there. I hit it just how I wanted to. It just checked up real soft at first, so I only got to the front edge of the green. Now, nevertheless, it's a birdie look from about 30 feet, but as you can see, I'm aiming like 6 feet left to right, and that's just kind of a foreshadowing of how the greens are going to be today. Definitely hit a scared little tentative putt there. I have about 2 feet left up the hill. And good catch hole, we made another par. So that's 3 holes in, 3 pars. Feeling pretty good. I normally like a little cut off the tee, and I did that perfectly here. So as you can tell by the quick tee pickup, I was super happy with it. Left myself with about a little 9-iron in, about 155 yards. It's a back right pin here, so I was afraid of going right, because if you do, that's just an auto bogey. So I end up pulling it here to like left edge of the green, and it goes a little long. And I have just a really, really bad lie here. The ball's sitting down in this sticky rough where you can chunk it so easily. So I'm just rehearsing like a really steep, choppy chip here. And all I'm trying to do is get it on the front edge and have it run, which is exactly what it does. I was really happy with this. And then just cleaning up the par here again. So 4 holes in, 4 pars. Feeling solid. We're in a good spot. Fifth hole is a par 5. This one's actually reachable. It's only about 480 yards. You got to draw it, though, to get it in the fairway, and I didn't draw it, just hit it dead straight, so I end up in the right rough. And I have to hit it through trees, kind of like a field goal kick. So I'm just trying to punch a 7-iron here through the trees, trying to get it just short of the water, which is by the green. And this came out like a flyer. I got so close to the water here, but luckily this is like perfect position A for your third shot on a par 5. And I hit a really good shot. This is like an 8 or 9 out of 10 shot. I have about 6 or 7 feet for birdie here, slightly downhill. This is one I'm looking to make, absolutely. And the first missed birdie putt of the day inside 10 feet is on this hole. And I'm not trying to spoil anything, but let's just say this wasn't the last one. So 5th hole, we come out with a par, but that one kind of felt like a bogey considering that where that birdie putt was. Now the 6th hole is a long par 4. It's a number 1 handicap hole. It's about 480 yards. I hit a good drive here, but again, you have to hit a draw, and I didn't draw it. But this is totally fine in the right rough. Just kind of hacking out a 5-iron, try and get it to the front edge, because I know I can get up and down from there. 60 degrees, definitely my favorite club in the bag. I feel so confident with it everywhere and anywhere. I thought I made this. It definitely lipped out right there. And I actually left myself a tough putt about 5 feet down the hill. But like I said a couple holes ago, when you're making these putts, the round is going to be a good round. On to the 7th hole. It's a par 3, about 180 yards. I'm just hitting a 7-iron to the middle of the green. It's a back right pin again, which is not my favorite pin location, so I'm not messing with it. Just hit a good shot here, which I did. Have about 20 feet for birdie, but this putt, I could not read it. I had the green reading book and everything, and I could not figure it out. So I put a little scared stroke on it, left myself like a 1.5 foot for par. Just not a good birdie attempt, but, 7 pars in a row. 8th hole is a short par 4. It's not really worth it hitting drivers, so I'm just hitting a 4-iron here, trying to lay it up in the fairway. I get sneaky close to this bunker. I don't have a great lie here, so it's kind of a sandy lie, but this is where it gets weird. You can see the ball fly into the left bunker there, and I'm thinking, okay, it's fine. It's just a regular bunker shot. It flew into the lip, and my ball plugged. So I spent like 3 minutes looking for it. Luckily, I found it, got a free drop, and I had a pretty good birdie chip look here. And again, 60 degrees, my favorite club in the bag, so I was trying to make it. And it just burned the edge. Man, I really wanted that one. Anyways, that's 8 holes, 8 pars. 9th hole is just a pretty simple par 4. I love a cut off the tee, so that left bunker was my aiming point, and I hit a really, really good drive. This went about, I think, 300 yards because I had like 120 in. But me and Trevor were talking about the number for a while. It's downwind, but uphill, so we're like, does it cancel out? Sure enough, I do the one thing you can't do to this back pin is I go over the green. And this chip, we also debated, do I flop it on or do I land it short and let it trickle? I went with the short option because it's just a higher chance of success for me hitting a clean shot, and it just absolutely ate my ball up, even though I hit it in the correct spot. Obviously made a bogey here because that par putt didn't sink, burned the edge again. And at this point, we're sitting at 1 over par through 9, which is not bad, but if in these USGA qualifiers, in any USGA event, you got to be like 2 under or better to get in. 10th hole here, I'm starting to play aggressive. I cut the corner here, hit a perfect drive over the trees, leave myself literally just position A, about a sand wedge in, and this wedge shot was so good. I started walking after it. That's how good it was. Absolutely stuffed it to like 5 feet. But this putt did break. It was about a cup outside the hole, and I just didn't make it. I put a decent stroke on it. Just another birdie putt inside 10 feet missed. Before we get on to the 11th hole, I completely forgot to mention, one of my playing partners withdrew after the 9th hole, and another one withdrew after the 10th hole. So I started the 11th hole completely by myself. We had to call a marshal over to help me keep score on this hole, and it just was a really weird thing. I've never had that happen before. I've had like one person withdraw before in a tournament, but never both. So I ended up by myself for that hole with the marshal. This is the 11th hole, okay? It's a par 4 that's short. It's not drivable. It's about 330, but it's short. If you hit a good drive, you have a little chip onto the green and make birdie. Like I said, I'm sitting at 1 over par. I really needed to make a birdie to start getting into red numbers. I decided to pull out the driver, and I end up just pulling a shot dead straight, and I'll let you listen. It hit 2 trees and kicked the ball so far left into this spot. At this point, I'm trying to make damage control and make a par or even a bogey. I hit a wedge trying to get it over the trees, and my ball ends up getting stuck in the tree, never comes down. I have to drop from the same spot, hitting 4. I hit basically the same shot, but this ball got through the trees into the fairway, and I'm just not feeling great right now. I step up and just quickly hit this wedge shot. I'm just trying to hit it on the green and drop a putt for a 6 because I feel like I can come back from a 6, but a 7 is tough. But of course, I have about 30 feet of a putt, and it breaks like 10 feet left to right, and I thought I made it right here. Another burned edge. Again, these are not putts you expect to make from this distance, but literally none of them dropped today. 12th hole is a par 5. It's not driver off the tee because you can get into trouble, but I obviously needed to play aggressive. So I hit a good shot here, just didn't draw, ran through the fairway. I had a clear shot to the green here with my 2-iron. Knew I couldn't get there because it was like 260, but I gave it everything I had. Ended up about 10 yards short, which is a really good look for an eagle chip here. And again, I hit a really good chip. When you hit it to like 5 feet from off the green, I consider that a good shot all day. Another birdie putt inside 10 feet, missed. It was just one of those days. I don't really have many words for it. I am a streaky putter, but it was just ice cold today, at least for the birdie putts. 13th hole is a long par 3. It's like 240 yards. I'm just trying to hit a 4-iron, and I pull it so far left onto the other hole's tee box. I'm not even kidding. And I hit a really good shot here onto the green, but I get fringe boosted, so I ended up like 12 feet when I really thought I stuffed it. And yeah, I mean, besides the first few holes, the putts were not dropping. That one burned the edge as well. You could tell by my reaction. At this point, sitting at 5 over, we're pretty much out of it unless we go birdie, 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 eagle. So I step up here, hit a great drive down the middle. Driver was working all day except for the 11th hole. Have about a little 8-iron in here. Just a little smoothie 8. Hit it to the middle of the green. I was pin hunting, but I pushed it to the middle. And gave myself a good look at birdie from 20 feet. But this was one of those putts as well where I could not figure out the read. We looked at it from every angle, couldn't figure it out. Put it to like 2 feet because we were basically lagging it from 20 feet, which is never a good thing. Cleaned up the par. Moved on to the 15th hole, which is about 175-yard par 3. Again, needing to make birdie. So I'm pin hunting, but I pull it left. Have a birdie look from about 25 feet. Don't even sniff it. I misread it by like 2 feet of break. It was a rough putting day, to say the least. Moving on to the 16th hole. Again, short par 4, but it's not driver at all. There's street and water. So it's just a 7-iron. Leave yourself a little wedge in. And this was by far the best shot of the day. Actually, second best shot of the day. I had about 120 yards, hit a gap wedge, and I stuffed this shot to 3 feet. Here I am thinking, all right, here we go. We can go birdie, birdie, eagle, give ourselves a look. And guys, 3 feet, birdie putt. We missed it. That's a 3-footer, a 5-footer, and like a 7 or 8-footer that we missed so far for birdie in this round. I was so unbelievably frustrated, but that's golf. You just got to move on. 17th hole, 290-yard par 4, but you got to hit a cut around the trees to get there. I hit a perfect drive. Thought I flew it on the green, but I ended up splashing it in the bunker on the fly, which is still a great spot because you can get up and down for birdie. I had an okay bunker shot to like 10 feet. Little right to left uphill birdie putt. This is definitely one I'm trying to make. And again, just kind of burned it right by the edge. Just kind of the pattern all day. Another par. Moving on to the 18th hole. We're still at 5 over par. Really don't have a chance, so I'm just kind of sending it here. Trying to make an eagle because finishing with an eagle would be cool. This whole dogleg's way left to right, so I pushed it, but I was still in play. And this was easily the best shot of the day. I had 270 yards to the green, standing on the cart path, out of the wood chips, and I hit the best 3-wood of my life. I'm not even kidding. I had a high draw around the trees to about 20 feet for eagle. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny finishing without a birdie but having an eagle? We didn't do that. This was our only birdie of the day to get us to 4 over 76 and miss the cut by 5. Thanks for watching, boys.